Hello and welcome to Soccer Good Games. Just finished Chelsea 5, West Ham United 0. Yes, 5-0. And to be honest with you, it could have been like 8. In fairness, we could have had 3. Jared Bowen could have had a hat-trick today. It could have finished 8-3 Chelsea. So positives, we only conceded 5. Anyway, I'm here to discuss. I'm going to just try and discuss some of the highlights, but I probably won't. I'm probably going to go on a bit of a rant today because in the build-up to this game all week, I've been feeling a bit meh about it. I've not particularly been looking forward to it. Not because I thought we'd lose. I did think we'd lose when I seen Chelsea Thursday, seen our lineups, etc. I thought we would lose today. But that's not why I've been feeling meh. It's because we've not really got anything to play for. Because I thought even if we won, we're still not going to get European football. But all week, the club have been doing the opposite. So I've not been caring for this fixture, but the club have been doing the opposite, which is saying we could get European football, got 3 cup finals. Basically, we're going to give it everything to win the next 3 and hope something happens and we get European football. Well, I'll tell you what, at the start and whistle, it was role reversal. The players went from we must win to we do not care. They went meh, like I was. I went from meh to all of a sudden I found myself getting really angry. All right, maybe not the starting whistle, but after about 15 minutes in when they made it 1-0, because from then on, it was just an absolute slaughter. It was embarrassing, absolutely pathetic from our players. Half of them, well, most of them looked like they did not give a shit out there. And I will always say, you, me, as fans, we're allowed to be meh. We're allowed to have not look forward to it and stuff. It's not our job. We are fans. That's it. Our opinion and our attitude is allowed to be different from the club. I expect the manager, the coaching staff, the players to care about the game, to try and win it. There was absolutely nothing from our players today. 1 or 2 players tried, bless them. Jared Bowen gave everything. He was unlucky not to score. Kudus tried. Areola was probably our man of match. We conceded 5 goals, and I thought our best player today was our goalkeeper. That is how bad it was. Now, I usually don't have the commentary on when I watch West Ham games because they irritate me. So I have the commentary down. And sometimes when some games, the audio is maybe a few seconds ahead of the visual, right? So I had it on today. During the game, the fucking commentators, oh, this is not like a David Moyes side. Oh, this isn't a David Moyes team. Oh, this attitude. Oh, you'll get them in at half-time and give them a row. He will. David Moyes will give them a stern talking to. This doesn't happen. This attitude is not something you associate with a David Moyes team. Fuck off. This is exactly what we've associated with David Moyes for the last 2 years. But the worst thing is, the commentators would then go on to completely contradict, to almost throw their own opinion. Their opinion was this is not a David Moyes team, but they would go and read out things that were factually correct. They'd go read out statistics which proved them wrong. They'd then sit there and go, this is not a David Moyes team. Oh, by the way, West Ham haven't had a clean sheet in 16 games. Oh, West Ham have now conceded the most goals away from home, apart from Sheffield United, 38 goals or something we've conceded away from home. They were literally reading out statistics which prove that is a David Moyes performance out there today. Anyway, bloody hell. Brr. This game infuriated me because what we seen were players that just did not give a shit. We seen a manager who's, honestly, I hope they were watching a movie on that iPad because it would have been, quite frankly, it would have been embarrassing that when Chelsea made it 3-4-5-0, they were sitting watching the iPad as if say, oh, we better work out what's going on here. Watch the replay. What's going on there? They're looking at it as if they've actually done something. The 5th goal was identical to the 1st goal. Not really, but the point was the defence did not care. Your tactics were all over the gap. Their fast players were running in the gaps, which were there because of our slow team. I actually hope Moyes and Nolan were watching, I don't know, Jeremy Clarkson Series 3 on Amazon. That's come out. I hope they were watching that, or Red Eye on ITV Player. Bloody good series, by the way. Hope they were watching Red Eye, because it would be pretty embarrassing if they were watching the goals on repeat, thinking, what's going on here? As if they don't know what's going on. You're what's going on. Anyway, let's talk about the game, man. I've been trying to stay calm, but that performance has pissed me off. I didn't think I cared about this fixture. I was convinced I didn't. I haven't felt like I cared until I started watching us play football. Then something in there just popped out and said, actually, you do care. You do give a fuck. Unlike most of those players wearing that shirt today. They don't care. Anyway, while we get into the game, welcome. If you're new around here, please do subscribe. Probably not, but please do subscribe. And regardless of if you're new or not, please do like the video. It helps the channel out by clicking thumbs up. It's free. It takes 2 seconds. They made it 1-0 after 50 minutes by Cole Palmer. Edson Alvarez decided we didn't need to mark Cole Palmer. The ball came in from the, I think it was Madueke put it in. Zuma does okay. Zuma does his bit, which is block Jackson's shot. It then becomes a loose ball in the area. Palmer is the only one in the area. Edson Alvarez, when the ball got crossed in, Edson Alvarez is next to Cole Palmer. When Cole Palmer took the shot, Alvarez was about 10 yards behind him. So one player wanted to go and get the second ball. The other one, our player, didn't bother his arse. They made it 2-0 on the half-hour mark. To be honest with you, I'm surprised we held out before conceding the second goal after half an hour. This time it was Conor Gallagher. Bloody good goal, by the way. A fantastic finish. Madueke flicks it. I think it's Ogbonna hits this time. Loops up into the air to Gallagher. So he gets a little bit of luck. But again, he's just completely unmarked. He's in our 18-yarder with no West Ham player around him for about 10 yards. Outstanding finish. The volley is incredible. Areola can't get near it. But it's just piss poor from our players again. It's just, they were just walking through our team. There was acres of space for them to run into, and they were 2-0 up and deserved to be 2-0 up at this point. And they made it 6 minutes later. Madueke this time. I don't know what Michail Antonio's doing at this point. Corner kick for Chelsea. Antonio loses Thiago Silva. Now, I'm not going to say he loses a race with 30. How old is he now? 38, 39, 59. Might as well be 60. He could probably play when he's 60 years old and still do a job against our team, Thiago Silva. But Antonio's more interested in having a wrestle with Thiago Silva. Thiago Silva has only got one thing on his mind, which is, can I get to that ball? So by the time he gets to it, he's got a free header in our 6-yard box. I mean, luckily, it's a crap header. But it bounces to Madueke, who flicks into the back of the net. 3-0. Half-time came in round. I sat here thinking, I was ranting to Charlie at half-time, but I was thinking, please, can you just bring the youngsters on? Can we get Casey on for Bonner, who's now on the booking and is clearly out of his depth? Could we get Casey on? Could we take off Paqueta, who looked disinterested and might have seen a red card for trying to break Cucurella's legs just before half-time? Could we take him off and put Earthy on? Could we get Antonio off? And listen, I'm not going to slag Antonio off. He had nothing to go on today. But the reality was there's nothing happening for him. Could we take him off, put Mbam on? Maybe could we get Cornet on? Could we just try something? He did one sub at halftime, took off Edson Alvarez, brought on James Ward-Prowse. That was exciting, wasn't it? That was absolutely fantastic. That got me well up for the second half. That did. Well, even if it did, it didn't. Sarcasm. But even if it wasn't being sarcastic, well, that hope was gone after 3 minutes because Nicolas Jackson scored the easiest goal of his life and completely exposed the fact that our two centre-backs cannot run. Good run by Madueke, peels off Emerson. He's too quick for Emerson, but the space between Emerson and Ogbonna is there. Ogbonna can't get back and chase him. As that's happening, Jackson and Zuma start a foot race. By the time by the time Madueke gets to Areola, he's now just essentially walking to Areola to wait for Jackson to come running up alongside him, just squares it to knock it into an empty net. Zuma's about 10 yards behind him because he cannot run or keep up. So our two centre-backs decided to rely on pace to catch Chelsea on a counter-attack. That was intelligent, wasn't it? In the 81st minute, it was 5-0 with Jackson, which has got to be the least exciting or controversial VAR call of all time in the Premier League. Usually when VAR gets involved, we all sit here going, oh, piss off, will you? There was no reaction today. VAR got involved. We all sat there going, oh, go on, man, just give them it. Make it 5, why not? Zuma is keeping Jackson on this occasion, and he went on. The guy who cannot score goals got 2 and was unlucky not to get more. Now, in between those chances, Jared Bowen was unlucky. He was really unlucky not to get on the score sheet today. The first one was in the first half, just really well. Again, the commentators, I'm not saying they're displaying what they don't, with their lack of knowledge, but it must be difficult, to be fair, when you're trying to be a commentator and covering lots of teams. There's a lot of teams to keep up with. But Bowen had a header that hit the bar and said, oh, that's not somebody you would expect to be getting his head to the ball. Well, yeah, it is. He literally scored like that last week. He literally scored a header 8 days ago against Liverpool, but never mind. The second one, he's unlucky again. The ball came in from Soufal. It bobbled about an 18-yarder. fell to Jared Bowen, who sort of took it on the half turn. Really good volley, just crashed off the bar. Then the last one, it flicked off Badiashile hand and hit the crossbar. Bowen was unlucky not to score today. Chelsea were unlucky not to score more than 5, quite frankly. Gallagher in particular missed from about 4 yards out, just in between Zuma and Ogbonna. Don't worry about it, boys. Defending, don't do that here at West Ham. We don't need to defend. But once again, it's another hiding. 5-0 to Chelsea, and we're lucky it was only 5. Like I said, I'm not even taking the piss. If you haven't watched the game, you probably think I'm taking the piss here. I promise you I am not. We lost 5-0, and I genuinely think Alphonse Areola, our goalkeeper, was our best player today. I am not taking there's no sarcasm attached to that comment. I thought he was our best player. But him and Bowen were the only ones that turned up for 90 minutes. I thought Kudus tried, but there wasn't much he could do. The rest of them, just pathetic. Honestly, it's this is where it's hard to. I mean, more like they're all to blame. They're all to blame for today. But it's hard to not almost weirdly. I'm almost blaming the chairman for us not losing today, but this feeling I've got today, not the defeat, but the feeling I've got today. I'm almost blaming the chairman for it. Actually, I am. I'm blaming David Sullivan for it. Now, I have a little bit of a worry, which is Sullivan will panic off the back of this, and we may end up hiring a manager that I don't wish to see at West Ham. But these performances almost batter you down so that you're almost grateful for. We could probably hire Steve Bruce tonight and I'd be happy. But thinking, oh, thank God. Brucey, let's go. We've got Brucey in charge against Luton. I'm going to go to Etihad with Steve Bruce in the dugout. Get in. My morale's almost like that low. Anything right now would be a pleasant. I'd be grateful for a new manager. The club have to act. They have to. And I'll go into it in more depth, and I'll try and stick to the review on this one. I'll go into it in more depth tomorrow, probably. But the club have to act, because if they don't do anything in the next 7 days, if there's no announcement before that game against Luton next week, and there's no official announcement that Moyes will not be here next season, it could be a horrible place to be. It could be a very, very horrible place, because Sullivan's going to force the fans to voice their concern. You're basically saying to the fans, speak up if you don't want David Moyes here. By the way, I don't want Steve Bruce. It was just a joke. I'm still going to be careful what I wish for. I'm going to be very careful. I do not want Steve Bruce. It was just a joke. Okay. It was just a joke. I've lost the plot because of West Ham today. No to Steve Bruce at West Ham either, by the way. But today was just pathetic. 2 more games to go. I just want this season done now, but there's 2 more games to witness. We play Luton at home next week. I tell you what, if you're a Luton fan, you're almost glad that you're playing West Ham next weekend. Actually, there's no team better to play at the minute than us. We've just got smashed 5-0, and it's not the first time we've been battered this season. It's not the first time we've conceded 5 goals. This is becoming way too often. It's a regular occurrence, or it feels like a regular occurrence, where we're getting smashed easily, and we're just not in the game from start to finish. But there's no excuses for us today, bar the manager situation. All season we've been told by the manager it's because we're tired, we've not had a break. Well, we've had 8 days rest. Chelsea have had 2. The one excuse we've had all season has been removed. We're missing 2 players today. Agerd and Mavropanos are missing. Okay, they play the same position, but we played Ogbonna against Crystal Palace and he was crap. We played against Liverpool. He was okay, but Liverpool were not good last week. Ogbonna did not play well. He just didn't play badly. And he gets picked again today, and he's exposed once more. That is on the manager. It is completely on the manager. And the concerning thing is the club recently, supposedly, have been considering offering Ogbonna a new deal. Just stop. It's car crash stuff now. We need to just stop. Horrific today. Chelsea fully deserved to win. We deserve to lose by more than 5. We're lucky it was only 5. I'm going to shut up and disappear, though. I'll be back tomorrow morning, and then say talking about the game in a camera manner. We probably won't. We probably won't discuss the game in a camera manner. If you've enjoyed this game, please do this video. Please do drop a like, comment by clicking thumbs up, and subscribe to Hammers Chat. It genuinely does help out the video and the channel. Might cheer me up a little bit to see quite a lot of likes. Some of the videos recently have got 1,000 likes. It's ridiculous. That cheers me up. But today it's just pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. Embarrassing for everybody. And it was only 2 weeks ago when we played Crystal Palace. I was saying the exact same thing. It's 2 weeks since I last sat here discussing how embarrassed we played, how the performance was pathetic, how Moyes has to go. It's copy and paste from literally just 2 weeks. Our last away game. It's got to stop. It just has to stop. Sullivan, you need to do something. You need to do something in the next few days to put Moyes out of his misery and to just get rid of this possibility, even if it's a small one, get rid of the possibility that David Moyes might be here next season. The fans need clarity immediately, and it has to be that David Moyes will not be here. I don't care if it's worded up as Moyes has decided to walk away. I could not care. Let him have that. Let him leave with his dignity and pride intact, or let us believe that he's walking out rather than we've decided to not give him a contract. I don't care how it's done. Just please, can we have a bit of clarity that results in David Moyes not being the manager next season ahead? And it has to happen before that Luton game, because if not, Sullivan is asking the fans to voice their concerns, their discontent, to voice their displeasure by the fact Moyes might be here next season. It's on David Sullivan. That was on the players and the manager. What we've just seen at Stamford Bridge, that was on David Moyes and the players. But from here on in, between now and the Luton game, it's on David Sullivan. He has to act now. Anyway, I'll catch you tomorrow.